What's up, everybody? Welcome to Live and Wired. I am your host, Eric Norris, the unit, and we are coming at you a day later, given the holiday. We usually record everything on Thursday, and this Thursday was, you know, busy for us. But busy in a good way because, you know, we each had our own Thanksgiving, good Thanksgiving. Our families all came in and had a nice old feast. My girlfriend cooked my entire family a Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving fucking feast. It was a great time. It was a great time catching up with some relatives I haven't seen in over a year, and some of whom brought their own dishes, and my sister had friends who brought over some good dishes. I loaded up on appetizers before the main course. That was a big mistake. I ate so goddamn much, but I still managed to eat some pie at the end. But it was a great time. But you don't want to hear about my Thanksgiving endeavors. Let's talk about the night before Thanksgiving. That's what was advertised and on the show that I was playing. So yeah, the night before Thanksgiving. It may be the title of this episode. I'll be like, before the turkey flees the coop or some shit. I don't know. But this is this week's episode, Tales from the Pit. Alright, so the Tales from the Pit, that was the show that my band Apathetics played at Liquid Joe's with our friends in Cargo Cult, MPNK, and Atypical Heroes. All an entire local showcase that my friend Kid put together. He runs a lot of shows, puts together a lot of shows out of Liquid Joe's, and with his band MPNK, we played a few shows before, we played together before at the Ice House. And even in his old bands, One Too Many's and Life Has a Way, Apathetics, and also mine and Josh's band before Apathetics, Suburban Hellkill, played with them numerous times. So we go back a ways, and always happy to play it. Always happy to just come and hang out with friends and listen to some of their good music. It was great, and that's basically what that night was. And we played first. Apathetics played first, and we. The thing with Liquid Joe's is they have us on a time frame, like we need to be on the stage right at this time. We were playing at 8:30. We were scheduled to play at 8:30. We started our set at 8:35, and they won't allow anybody to go over. I remember when we played Liquid Joe's for the first time in years since they built the stage out. They were under new management and everything. We had a big fucking digital countdown clock right in front of us so that we could see how much time we actually had. And I think that's a stupid rule for bars, who are doing local shows. It's just, let us play until last call, man. Like, what are you losing at this point? People are going to come in, they're going to expect live music, loud noises coming, for the entire night. It's the atmosphere. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. But whatever. We went a bit overboard. We already cut one song out of our set list that we usually play live. We usually play Burnout Generation. That's our closer. But we just decided, let's give that song a rest and just cut it for time. And we played our set and we timed it. And we knew it was just under half an hour. But there were some things that happened. Like I remember Josh's cable was shorting out, so we had to switch that out. And then, of course, there was the in-between banter and tuning and everything. And even when we cut one song out initially, we asked, how much time do we got? We asked the sound guy, and he said, you guys got 5 minutes left. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, we can't play two of the songs we wanted to, so we just ended it with Misery. Yeah, well, we were going to end it with Misery, but we just jumped ahead to the last song. So it did kind of suck that we had to cut our set list even shorter, but such is the way it goes. And we at least got to play our new song, Cannibals. And that's one of our heavier songs, and we're really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. In fact, we actually played a mostly heavy set, some of our heavier material, like 25 to Life and Fucked Up and Phantom Limb. Well, actually, we didn't get to play Phantom Limb, which really bummed me out, but we could tell people they were dancing, they were having a good time. One of our friends got a video of 4 of the guys in like Cargo Cult and Atypical Heroes locked in arms like this, and they're all doing like kicking, doing a little can dance. It was so funny. Yeah. And yeah, it was a pretty good set. We played pretty well. We were all right. Wasn't the best show we played, but it certainly was not our worst. Not our worst by a long shot. Yeah, so Apathetics, we played very well. We get off the stage, and we hear Kate, my girlfriend. She told us how the sound guy was just fucking up. I go, what do you mean? Well, you hear the music, and it's like it doesn't sound loud enough. The thing is, it sounds like if you just cranked your stereo all the way to max volume, which is loud, but it's not what's expected of being in a venue. It's not surrounding us. You're not immersed. And the other thing was, you couldn't hear a lot of the... You couldn't hear Tyler. You couldn't hear Josh on certain songs, or the vocals were getting drowned out. And I was thinking, yeah, you know what? On stage, I could hear my bass a lot more than I could hear the guitars, which is, yeah, I'd like to hear myself, but I need to hear the guitars so I know what I'm playing. You know, it's just, the sound guy can really make or break a show. So, sound guy at Liquid Joe's, if you're watching this, you really got to get your shit together, man. It was not, yeah, on and off stage, you really could have been doing better. Whatever. And yeah, I can attest that the rest of the other bands that played that night, they sounded great for what was given to them, and they performed very well. I watched MPMK for a little bit, and then I went and chilled outside for the rest of their set. And then I went back in while Atypical Heroes was playing. And Atypical Heroes, just a great band to see live. Ska bands are always fun. They always bring it at their shows. They just play with big old smiles on their faces, and you can tell they're having fun. And their bassist, he was just killing it. I love watching ska bassists because they just have a style that's, it really leads the pack as far as music as far as the music goes. The guitar is just focus more on being in the rhythm, and the bass is just like being the flashy part, That's how I hear it anyway. And yeah, I thought they performed very well. They even had a fill-in drummer. Their main drummer, I can't remember his name, he was unable to make it to that show. So their lead singer and guitarist, Jesus Satanas, he has another band, Murphy and the Giant, which is a Celtic punk band, and he brought his drummer from that band to fill in on this set. So, hey, it fucking pays to be in multiple bands. It's kind of nice. And yeah, they did an amazing job playing music from their new album, their debut album, which was just released this year, and they even did a cover of Ricky Martin's Livin' La Vida Loca. On that song, I got up on stage during the last chorus, and I was just interlocked with Jesus, and we were just all going, upside, inside out, living La Vida Loca. It was great. If anyone was going to cover that song, it might as well be a ska band. It's Latin pop music, but it's closest in proximity to the Caribbean reggae and ska influence. So it really made sense. So Atypical Heroes was a lot of fun. And then Cargo Cult finished out the set. And oh my God, Cargo Cult, they are always a blast to see live. They are so fun. Their singer just gets all... he gets into it. He gets very rowdy. Their guitarist, Ilya, he is just going from stage right to stage left and just has no... And he's just like going up on the PA stacks. He's leaning over into the audience and just like getting in people's faces like, this is fun, right? You're having fun, right? He is great. He is so fun to watch live. And of course, Adam, our old friend Adam, just killing it on the drums. Just those steady, rock steady beats that he has pretty much mastered, making this such a fun psychobilly-esque rockabilly punk rock band. If you remember, I did a review on their EP that came out this year. Great EP, by the way. Cargo Cults. I can't remember what it's called. It's like bombs and something. whatever, whatever. Just look up Cargo Cult on whatever streaming platform that you use, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever. And yeah, do yourself a favor, listen to that EP. And when they play next time they'll be playing is in December, actually. My other band, Anonymous, will be playing a show with them. And so yeah, come out to that one if you're interested. They are a blast. They are just, they're such a fun band. Oh yeah, and they also did a cover. They did Holiday in Cambodia. And everyone was just going nuts for that one. It's one of my favorite songs by the Dead Kennedys. Dead Kennedys is one of my favorite punk bands. I mean, and yeah, Holiday in Cambodia, it's a fucking typical song to play. A typical song comes up when you're talking about Dead Kennedys. But it's a great song. It hasn't overstayed its welcome. You know? You know what song has overstayed its welcome? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sick of any Dead Kennedys songs yet. Even the ones that are played at such a high quantity, like California Borealis, all the different variations of it. I'm not even sick of those. Fuck, I gotta listen to them a lot more. It's been a while since I've listened to them. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. So that was the show. That was the show that I played, the sort of night before Thanksgiving, the day before before the turkey leaves the coop. I mean, they're not even kept in coops. They're free range. It's just funny when my mom was asking about where my girlfriend's planning to get the turkey. She's saying, like, I don't want it to be like I want it to be free range or something. She's going, all turkeys aren't kept in pens. They're not kept in coops. They are all free range, but don't worry. I will get a good turkey. I'll make sure he lived a good life. I'll find the ranch that treats all of their turkeys equally. They all lived a nice, healthy life, and they were all named Kevin. She ended up getting a turkey that was just like $17 from Winco, and it was perfect. She did it so well. Again, I'm not even talking about shows anymore. I'm just talking about my how I spent the holiday where I gorged myself. And gorged myself I did. Had leftovers earlier today, and it still tastes good. Anyway, that was my tale from the pit. Thank you for listening. The turkey pit. We'll say that. It's the turkey pit. Tales from the turkey pit. And now let's get into the shows that are that will be coming up. If you are if you're viewing this tonight on the 29th, I mean I don't know how many of you are going to see this before the shows are actually happening, but fuck it, I'm going to say it anyway. Bonginator is coming to not Salt Lake, going up to Black Lung Society in Ogden. They are as part of their Retrodent 2 album release tour. It's the sequel to Retrodent, so pretty fucking cool. And they will be, they are on tour with No Mas. That's such a great fucking power violence band. And they will be playing with Skullfuck and Grace and Silence. Again, that's at Black Lung Society. It is a $15 show and starts at 7 p.m. And also on the 29th, the bands Daisy and Jesus Loves You are touring together. And they're going to be coming to Salt Lake. And Sidu, Gusano, and Crocodile Hunter are all going to be opening for them. The venue is, you have to ask a punk to get the address, so it's in a house somewhere. And as far as cover charge goes, just pay what you can. It could be $1, it could be $3, it could be $5. It's just whatever you have. Just some spare change and pocket lint, man. Anyway, that's going to be starting at 5:30. Then on the 30th, the bands Say Anything and Motion City Soundtrack are on a co-headlining tour together, and they're coming to Salt Lake. They'll be playing at the Union. That is $53.65. That's $53.65. At least that was the price when it came. That it gave me when I was looking for tickets. So it may have changed since then, but just expect to pay anywhere between $50 and $55, maybe $60. You know how they like to price gouge, but it's that much. It starts at 7 p.m. And then rolling into December, the first show that we got in December are the speed metal core, we'll say that, the speed metal infused metal core band Trivium. They are they are touring for their latest album, Ascend Above the Ashes. They'll be playing with Harriet and Ginger. Ginger, spelled with J's, man. They're cool. That too is going to be at the Union, and that is also going to be $62.40 was the price that I got. Again, it has the habit of changing. We'll say that it is subject to change. That's what I mean. It's subject to change, so it could be like maybe $65 if you want to round out to the nearest highest or the highest decimal point, whatever. We'll say 65. Say 65, and if it's cheaper, well, congratulations to you. That'll be starting at 7 p.m. Then on December 3rd, we're still keeping in with the metalcore, the metalcore segment, because Treyu and Norma Jean are on tour together, and they are both celebrating. They are both celebrating the 20th anniversaries of their albums, The Curse and Oh God, the Aftermath. Now, I wasn't such a huge fan of Atreyu back in the day when they were, big in the mid-aughts, early to mid-aughts. That's when like metalcore and mathcore were all the rage, and Atreyu and Norma Jean were both very big in their game. And so I liked a bit of Atreyu. I liked some of the songs, but that music just didn't really appeal to me. It was really more toward the goth kids and the sort of emo leaning kids, the third wave mall emo. This was like the heavy band they like to listen to. And I could sense that there was something of value. The guitarists, Dan Jacobs and Miguel Ibarra, I think that was his name. They were both great guitarists, are still both great guitarists. They're still repping out today, and they are just throwing down some heavy riffs and some really fucking crazy solos. They're great. They are a great band. Objectively speaking, they're great at what they do. Just what they do isn't exactly for me. Norma Jean, on the other hand, holy shit, oh God, the Aftermath. What an album. That is one of the mathcore greats. Norma Jean is up there with Converge and with Dillinger Escape Plan as like the, not exactly the progenitors, but the flag wavers for mathcore, the bands who sought out of the underground in the 1990s and brought it to the forefront in the 2000s. You could say they were kind of riding off of Converge's coattails, but literally every band kind of was, because people forget how far back Converge goes. They go back as far as 1990. And they were just the band that really gave it that extra push. But don't forget that there was also Botch, there was also Coalesce, there was Cave In. They are just as important as Converge was. Converge just got more popular. Norma Jean got popular by extension, and so did Dillinger. They are all such great bands, and Norma Jean, Oh God, the Aftermath. If the show wasn't damned expensive, I would definitely be going there. But it's okay. It's okay. I will live. So anyway, both of those bands will be playing with 0936, and that's going to be at the Metro. It is a shockingly staggering admission price of $69. And it starts at 6 p.m. So if you're an old school like MySpace kid and just really love that style of music, like in the later stages of Victory Records type bands, then get your ass down there. It was they were great bands. They really are great bands. I really got to listen to Norma Jean again now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, on the 4th, I'm playing another show. Yeah, I'll be playing with Zombeast and Zombie Cock. That's good. That's great. I haven't played a show with Zombie Cock, and I've been listening to them for years. I know they went away for a while. They just kind of stayed dormant, but just last year they started playing shows again, and they just released a new EP this year. So they've been pretty busy, and it's going to be great seeing those guys play again. And I get to play on the same bill with them, which is awesome. Yeah, so I couldn't have asked for a better lineup, playing with Zombie Cock and Zombeast. And then we have the Apathetics right in the middle there. I don't know when exactly we'll be playing, but I don't know. It's sort of like, it's really kind of got a Nightmare Before Christmas aesthetic. It's just a Halloween-style show in December. Yeah, why the fuck not? Why the fuck not? If Christmas can infiltrate Halloween, as far as consumerism is concerned, then it could go the other way. Halloween can consume Christmas. I mean, thank you, Tim Burton, for the Nightmare Before Christmas. So, anyway, that's at Ace's High Saloon. $15 admission, not bad, and it starts at 9 p.m. Or maybe it'll start at 8 p.m. I think it will start at 9. Whatever. Then on the 5th, the Middle Dipper, Mother of None, Dirty Hands, and Seasons Like October will be playing up at Black Lung Society. And look at that flyer. Pretty abstract. I like it. Anyway, Black Lung Society, $12 admission, and then it starts at 7 p.m. Also on the 5th, Beton Arme is going to be playing with Dark Thoughts, Power Beer, and Makana. I really, 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 really wish that I could be at that show, but I won't be. I will be up in Idaho Falls for the weekend. I'll be up at the Lava Hot Springs. It's going to be a fun time. So I haven't seen Makana live yet, and I really want to, but I'm pretty sure they will be performing again at some point. But at that show, I mean, Dustin will definitely be there. He loves Beton Army, so I'm sure I'll get the scoop from him, and you will too. Anyway, that's going to be at Kilby Court, and it starts at 6 p.m. I don't know how much it is, but you know when you get there. Just look up online. I'm actually kind of telling that to myself. Just look it up, Eric. Yeah. Is it even on the flyer? Is it on the flyer? Maybe it's on the flyer. I'm going to check that out really quick. Get up here. It is not on the flyer. Oh, it's an SNS show. That's why it's not. They don't advertise the price on their flyers. Whatever. Then finally, on the 7th, the mighty, mighty New York hardcore legends, Madball, is coming back to Salt Lake. And I am fucking excited. That is the day I get back from Idaho Falls. So I'm basically going to get home and I'm going to go right to that fucking show because it's fucking Madball. It's fucking Madball. The last time they were here, it was an awesome show. Them playing out in Kilby Court, and now they're playing in not Kilby Court, but in another close, tight-knit venue with no fucking barricade. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to see. Madball, and they'll be playing with Lie, and my friends in Run Into the Sun and Absolved will be opening up for them. It's great for them. Just awesome. I'm really stoked for you guys. You're going to be a lot of old hardcore heads there, and you guys are going to fucking impress them. Trust me, you will. I am so stoked for that show. So many good bands on there. Just, I love it. I love it. And Lie, I didn't think I was ever going to see them. When the fuck did they come to the U.S.? I guess a Madball tour was enough to convince them. So, again, that's going to be a fun show on the 7th. Urban Lounge. It's just a shade under $35 for admission, and it's going to be starting at 6:30 p.m. Well, doors are at 6:30 p.m., but definitely get there early because Absolved and Run Into the Sun, they put on such great shows, such great performances, such great bands, such great people. I don't think I could have asked for a better lineup considering the setting. Anyway, guys, that's my portion of the episode of Tales from the Pit and Live and Wired. And you guys, I hope you have a great week. I hope you're able to attend some shows, and I hope that you come back with some Tales from the Pit and your own Tales from the Pit. And I hope that you return unscathed. But if you don't, then at least you have a cool story to tell. Once again, I am Eric, the Unit Norris from SLC Punkcast, Live and Wired, and Tales from the Pit. And I hope you have a great week. I know I will. And, yep, peace out. I'll see you in the pit.
Thank you, Eric. And now we will go around the world, but not too much. Don't really have a ton either this time around. I'll have to spend a little more time. Been a little busy this past week, but a few that I do want to mention. The Beton Army, their tour for Renaissance, and Dark Thoughts with them. They are most of the way through this weekend. They were in Los Angeles last night, the 28th, but the 29th, they're in Pomona tonight at Characters. They'll be in San Francisco on the 30th, Portland on the 2nd, the 3rd in Seattle, Boise on the 4th. They'll be here in Salt Lake, as Eric mentioned, on the 5th. Then they'll be wrapping up in early to mid-December on the 6th, Denver 7th, Omaha, St. Louis on the 9th, Chicago on the 10th, Detroit on the 11th, and their tour wraps up back in Canada in Toronto on the 12th. So make sure you go check out Beton Army. Then I think I said somewhere in Spain, I want to say. Parma, I think that's in Spain. Or is that in Italy? Probably Italy. Maybe that's Italy. Fuck, I don't recall. Either way, you should definitely go check out Asteroid and Patrol. I think it's Italy now that I'm thinking about it. But that'll be on the 30th. That is tomorrow, Sunday, 6:30. Killer bands coming your way. Make sure you go check them out. Our pals in Soldiers of Destruction will be doing their Apostasy and Anarchy Tour kickoff show with Gob Patrol and then local support from Biff. That's funny they say local support. All the bands are from Las Vegas, but it'll be at the Red Dwarf in Las Vegas. It's a free show, 21 and older, 9 p.m. our doors. So a little bit later, but make sure you get there to check it out. On Friday, December 12th, we got a holiday dance party. Tons of bands there. This will be in Montclair, New Jersey at Meat Locker, which is 8 Park Street, I believe. All of that is correct. Anyway, tons of great bands. What is that? RIP, Polyabuse, The Mesos, Fuerza Bruta, Un Banda Más, Asquiados. I'm reading straight from the flyer, as you will too. And there are some of those fonts are a little hard to read, but they've got all kinds of great stuff available at it. So for both nights, I think I said Friday the 12th. Well, it's 2 nights, the 12th and the 13th. 15 in advance, 20 at the door. Both days is $30, so well worth it. Make sure you go both days if you're going to be there near New Jersey. Then Agnostic Front, Raw Brigade, who just dropped a new release, and Violent Way. They will be doing tour in December, early December to right before Christmas. They'll be Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, New York, or North Carolina, Virginia, PA, a couple there in PA. So they're hitting a few on the way down and a few in the same areas on the way back. Go to Agnostic Front NYC or Violent Way Oi or Raw Brigade on Instagram if you want more details on the tickets. But you can see all that stuff there on the flyer. And I'm going to wrap up with the show. It's later in December, but I think it's one I for sure would want to plan for. 20th anniversary / reunion show for Harrington Saints. Love them. Saturday, December 20th, Albany, California, at the Ivy Room. It's $17. 8 p.m. is the show. You get to see them plus other great bands like Ultrasect, Rally Cry, and The Fit. It's Big D's birthday. Happy birthday. Hope I get to tell you in person, Daryl. So make sure you go check that out. We're going to wrap that up here. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Live and Wired and Eric's Tales from the Pit. A little bit later, as it was the holiday, we had a harder time coordinating to get together, but we made it work. It's done. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.